Guys, thank you for tuning in to Rogue Mystic Divination. I was just starting to pull the cards for tomorrow, which is October 8th, and I wanted to go ahead and do a bonus too. And this is for everybody, it's not for a particular sign. For the daily card for everybody, I pulled Temperance. And I want to expand on that a little bit because it felt like it was necessary and I wanted to keep going. So the overall message from Temperance, especially in the upright position, is that you need to be patient with yourself and with everybody around you. But primarily with yourself, because you can get everything done. You just have to ensure that you're doing what you're doing with purpose and for a specific reason, so that there is a beginning, a middle, and an end to what it is that you're doing. Do not let things drag on for longer than they need to, so you can move through things and get to other things that you need to get done. This energy could be going for or flowing throughout the rest of the week too, so be mindful of that. I will also be putting up a pick a card for Wednesday, and of course the 72-hour read for the weekend, so keep an eye out for that. But we're going to see what else it is that they want to say about Temperance, because it feels like something else is going to come up. And I know that there's a lot of weather events going on, particularly if you're in the United States. The eastern seaboard is not having that great of a time right now, and a lot of those storms ended up moving further inland than anybody anticipated. I promise one day I will be able to speak a little bit more clearly, but we're working on it, and it's a process. So and we have the Chariot. And this really reinforces, the Chariot in reverse really reinforces the message of Temperance. It's self-discipline, because you may end up facing opposition, and you may end up feeling like you have to fight to get anything done. Now, I know when for the daily I said only do what you have to, and I believe I said that because something's going to come up that's going to come up out of nowhere, and it's going to take a lot of your time. And I know that it says aggression on the Chariot in reverse. However, I don't think that aggression is coming from you. This is somebody else coming to you in your face, standing in your way, keeping you from doing what needs to be done, and that is a frustrating position to be in. So that explains why Temperance would come up prior to that. You're going to have patience not only with the people that you're dealing with, but with yourself. If you have issues dealing with people and you have a tendency to give in with people pleaser tendencies, or with or if you're a little bit on the hot-headed side, you may feel like you need to lash out or you need to give in. And I know that's two ends of the spectrum, but there is an even way to go about dealing with this, and that is to stick to your guns. Have a clear idea of what it is that you need to be getting done and what needs to be done overall. I also want to add, beware that somebody else doesn't start putting their responsibilities onto you for no good reason. If you end up getting met with opposition, as represented by the Chariot here, this opposition could end up throwing you under the bus, and I kind of see why it is that I've been getting the Seven of Swords so often, because I've been getting it almost every time that I do a personal read for myself, or it's been coming up quite a bit in the channel reads too. So, but if you look at the Seven of Swords, he's trying to move forward. He's trying to progress past something and trying to progress past this group ideology, right? And in his view, there's these two ideas represented by the swords in the ground that he knows that he wants to leave behind. However, if you're familiar with any of the, if you're in the U.S., you may have seen these guys, the Shriners. They they do charity events and stuff. They're a group kind of like the Masons, but the Shriners go around for charity events. Go around on these little tiny motorcycles and with these little tiny red hats called fezzes, and do, I don't even know what they do. It's just, it was always fun to see them as a kid. But and I don't know that much about them, but that's anyway. Back to what I was talking about. These are two ideas that the guy in the Seven of Swords is walking away from. And he's even showing self-doubt. But in showing that self-doubt and walking away from this group of people that he has over here that he's walking away from, he's wondering if he's doing the right thing. Because even though he's walking away from a group that he associated with, he's still wearing the colors. He's still wearing the uniform of something that he doesn't totally agree with right now. And that shows his self-doubt. Now, as far as the swords that he's, you know what, actually, is he, he's tiptoeing out of there, and he's trying to get away with something. He's trying to get away unnoticed, but he's still trying to hold these ideals close to his chest, but he's holding them the wrong way. These are tools that he was given as to ideas and practices on how to live and how to act, and tools of honor, but he's holding them the wrong way. So you may find that you've been given something and it was only to trip you up, or it was only like a token gift or a token lesson where you didn't really get anything out of it. However, they still feel like you owe them for you receiving something from them. Even though it's pointless, they may be insisting on its value and that you got something out of it and you should be grateful for that. And if they're not showing you how to use it, if it's not something that you have the wherewithal to utilize, then all it's going to do is harm you. It's going to get in your way and it's going to impede you in being able to use any other tools, because he's holding these swords with his bare hands at the sharpest part of the blade. And what that tells me is that he's been associated with this group of people, and he's been spending with them, he's been traveling with them, and he's been associated with them. They've even given him the uniform so that he feels like he's one of them, but he's not one of them. He doesn't know what he's doing with the tools that they've given him. And I know traditionally the Seven of Swords is seen as in the reverse position as coming clean, rethinking your approach, maybe having regrets about how you've handled the situation, but you're still keeping secrets. You may be lying to yourself in that, well, I'm doing the right thing. This looks like it's a bad thing, but it's really the right thing. In the upright, It's seen as betrayal, like you've betrayed somebody. You're going behind their back. You're stealing something. You're taking something from them that's not yours, but you feel like you have a right to. This came up in the reverse, and in the reverse, if you look past the fact the general meaning of the card, the traditional meaning of the card, is that this is a man who is defeating his enemies by going behind enemy lines and taking what it is that they have to use against him. However, if you look at this upright or reverse, he's carrying those tools and all he's doing is hurting himself. And it's not doing him any good, and it's not really taking anything away from this army battalion that's over here, camped out while they're asleep, taking their swords away from him. Well, you know how many resources that they have? They have a stable position, stable enough that they bedded down for the night. I doubt that they're going to have a problem finding another weapon, finding another store of weapons. They probably have a tent full of weapons that they can use against their enemy. Taking these 7 swords is not going to do anything to slow them down from their purpose. They have a reason, they have a direct idea, and they know what they're working for, and they have the training and the ability and the resources in order to do that and carry out their mission. So whenever this guy goes into their tents and steals these 7 of swords, 2 of them he's already put into the ground because he can't carry 7 swords. And these 5 that he's still got, he's carrying them the wrong way. So you may have the wrong idea about something. And you may have been eating out of somebody else's hand with the lies that they've been telling you. I don't know. I think with everything else, you need to be patient, because I don't want this to be too long. I'm just going to put this up as a bonus for the rest of the week, but I would be ensure that you're patient with yourself, and if anybody comes up to you, try and handle them with an even hand. Don't resort to people pleasing or total aggression. Try and stay completely and totally balanced. Like, channel the Libra scales within you to stay balanced, and don't let anybody tip those over or weigh one side down. Someone could also be coming to you with, if someone comes to you and says that they've been keeping secrets from you and they want to come clean, they're not telling you everything it is that they've been doing. They're not. They're using this if they decide to come to you and say that I've been keeping a secret from you and tell you what it is, that's not the only secret that they've been keeping from you. There are much deeper, darker secrets that they're keeping. They just don't want you to know about them yet, and they think that if you've been on the outs lately, if there's been something wrong between you two lately, that this will fix it. But really, it's just kind of a paltry token prize that you can say that, oh, well, he told me, or she told me, this, so now I can trust them and I can start to let them back in. They only want back in so they can get something from you or take something from you without your permission. And they essentially only want to get back into your life to use you. It doesn't seem like this is coming from anyone watching this, but it feels like it's somebody that you're going to come into contact with. And I do just want to reiterate, if you feel particularly drawn to the 7 of Swords in any reading, that you need to look at, whether it's in the upright or in the reverse, look at whether or not the lessons and the tools that you've been given have been given to you to help you or to slow you down. Are you going to be able to use them whenever you don't have that person around to monitor your usage? Are they actually teaching you anything that you're confident to be able to go and apply in a totally different scenario without their tutelage, without them looking over your shoulder? If this card is coming up, likely you don't feel confident in that ability. So if you feel like it's time to cut your losses and run, follow your intuition. Do your best to have a solid idea and a solid plan of getting out of that situation, but time to cut and run. So yeah, and strength just came out. So considering it is for the 8th of October and the number 8 card came out, you will have the ability to get through all this. Just again, you have the strength to hold your ground and do that as much as possible. Somewhere along the line, you will end up encountering these people that may force you into a position where you want to indulge, like kind of like, well, you never hang out with us, well, you never do this, well, you never do that. Well, because you don't have the money, you don't have the time, and you really don't want to. And they may have to face up to that, and they may decide to use that against you, like, well, I guess you just don't want to hang out with us anymore. No, I don't have the time and I don't have the money. If you need to be upfront and frank about that, go ahead and be upfront and frank about that, because these people are not going to listen, and then they're just going to find another reason to have a problem with this. Like, oh, well, it's not my fault you're broke. Really? You're over there attempting to be responsible about something and handle your life with some modicum of restraint, and if you are seeking personal closure with this world in reverse, it'll be because, you know what? Sure, I'm broke. Sure, that's why I don't want to hang out with you. No, I'm not begging to hang out with you. No, I don't want you to cover my ticket. I don't want you to cover my dinner. I don't want to owe you anything. No, I don't want to pay you back on my next paycheck. I want to be able to live my life the way that I want to live my life, and I don't feel like it's necessary for me in my life right now to spend time and money hanging out with you. I have other priorities, and if you find that that's a problem, then you find that that's a problem. And this came out with the King of Pentacles and the World, which both came out in reverse. So I'm going to say that this is something that's hidden from you. There is someone that's trying to manipulate you into being the bad person. And it's because they don't want to do something on their own. So they're trying to pull you into it so that they can blame you if something goes wrong. And that may be the biggest secret that's up here. They may have overextended themselves financially into some project or some business plan, and now they've run out of money and they want to pull you into it so that you could put your money into it, and then if they still can't fix the problem after that, then they're going to blame your involvement for it failing. This could be big or small. It could be a business. It could be a party, some other plan. And that may be the real reason why the King of Pentacles came out, is that they're coming to you because they think you have money. But really it's because they're financially inept and they don't know how to handle theirs. So I am going to end that there, and I hope you guys enjoyed this collective bonus for the week of October 7th through the 13th, I believe. So I don't know how frequent these will be, but this came out and I figured I would do a more expansive reading on that. So Keep an eye out for your daily tarot readings or daily tarot card for October 8th tomorrow, and the Wednesday pick a card and the weekend pick a card. You may feel like you need to bite your tongue this week, so don't lose too much blood. I do dailies, weeklies, and monthlies here on Rogue Mystic Divination. If you like this content, please be sure to like and subscribe. I will be doing personal private readings here soon, so keep an eye out for that announcement. And everyone be careful. Keep an even head on your shoulders. Don't let anyone take you out of character too much. And if they're handing you any gifts, be sure you know what exactly it is that you're being handed, because most likely it's not going to be for your benefit.